Hello everyone, this is Lulu and today we will be painting this home-inspired platter. Here's our supply list. Feel free to pause this section and take notes as we will begin shortly. Stick the contact paper circle on the center of the platter and use a pencil to sketch the houses. Or use tracing paper and a marker to create a template from the sample. If you'd like to use a pencil to mark off which houses you want to start off with first, go ahead. I started with everything peachy keen and peach fuzz first as they are the lighter colors. Use masking tape to separate the houses, and with a medium round brush, go ahead and paint the peachy keen and peach fuzz houses first. The peach fuzz houses, use a liner brush and Simply Cinnamon to create accents. First start off with the stripes and then add hearts. You can also add little dots. I used the backside of a brush to help with the tinier dots. Use a toothbrush and Rockin' Red to splatter the peachy keen house. Here, remove the masking tape of some of the houses and leave that one alone. Now move on and add other masking tape pieces for the rest of the houses that we'll be working on. As you see here, I am writing colors and what I'm doing to each of those houses. That way I know the order I'm going to be working on. I highly suggest that you do the same. This house is painted using 3 coats of Simply Cinnamon. This one is painted using 2 coats of Rockin' Red. This next one, 2 coats of Simply Cinnamon, and this last one using Peachy Keen and Rockin' Red kind of blended together. Use a liner brush to paint hearts of peach fuzz all over the Simply Cinnamon house, and we'll be using either Q-tips or pencils to dot Peachy Keen around the house. On this red house, use a toothbrush to splatter peach fuzz all over it. Cut some pieces of masking tape to create a chevron pattern just by creating kind of arrows as you see here. This is the peach fuzz house that we were waiting for it to dry. Now that it's dry, we're able to color it using 2 coats of Rockin' Red. And on this second house that's painted Simply Cinnamon underneath, we'll do the same thing with stripes. Create another chevron pattern on this one house, and we're going to paint this one about 2 to 3 coats of Rockin' Red. Use a small sponge and a stick to paint Rockin' Red circles, and then use either pencils or Q-tips to dot Peachy Keen, and lastly use the tip of your pencil to dot Simply Cinnamon dots. Here's our last house. This one is the Rockin' Red and Peachy Keen. We're going to create another chevron pattern, but this one we are going to paint with Simply Cinnamon. Use a pencil to lightly sketch your roofs and the windows and doors of each house. Remember, you can use the sample platter as guide, or you can create your own roofs and your own doors and windows. With a pencil, write which house is going to have white windows and doors, and using a liner brush and a medium round brush, go ahead and color in all your windows, all your doors, about 3 coats of that polar bear color. With the other sponge and a stick, paint the round windows using Black Lab, and using a liner brush and a medium round brush, go ahead and paint the other windows and doors that are also supposed to be black. While we wait for our windows and doors to dry, use the Black Lab Fun Writer to outline all of the houses and to go over the roofs and to paint all the accents of the roofs as well. Feel free to decorate your roofs however you like. I did different styles for each of them, but you're more than welcome to change it up and make it your own. Remember that when using a funwriter, the more you squeeze, the thicker your lines will be. The less you squeeze, the thinner the lines will be. Remove the contact paper circle and use the black glove funwriter to go over all of the polar bear white windows and doors. Now repeat using the polar bear funwriter but on the black glove doors and windows. Using a medium round brush and black glove, paint the center about 3 coats of that black glove. Using a Q-tip, go ahead and paint dots around the houses using that black glove, and then you're going to repeat it one more time using the black glove funwriter. Now it's time to work on the writing in the center. I highly suggest that you use a pencil to sketch on the writing. You kind of cannot see it here just because the pencil is as light as the black paint. So what I highly suggest is that you do it just to know where your placement of your letters will be, and then follow it along using the polar bear funwriter. Lastly, don't forget to use the medium round sponge to go over the rim with black glove. Thanks for watching!